Welcome to Pherotone Studios. I'm going to show you how to fit humbucker covers so that your humbuckers can go from looking like this to this. The first thing you're going to need to do is remove the humbucker from the body. And what I mean is you don't need to unsolder it so the cable can still be attached, but you want this out of the pickup surround just so you can access it. So you might have to take the pickup surround off, or if it's screwed to the body, take it off. Next, what you're going to do is measure the spacing, because there's generally two spacings. There's 50mm and 52mm. Neck pickups are normally 50mm and bridge pickups are 52mm spacing. Get a ruler and measure from the edge of the far slug to the same edge of the other far slug and take that distance. You can go center to center, but I find it easier to get an exact measurement. Not that it's hard to tell what's 50mm or 52mm, and then you know what sizes to get. Do that for both pickups, because sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're different. I don't think there's a difference in quality of humbucker covers. I've tried all different prices. These ones are from Amazon. I've put a link in the description. They're about $5 each or $10 for two. I wouldn't spend a fortune, there's no point. What you'll need for this is humbucker covers that are the right size. I'll go into that in a minute. You'll need some insulation tape, or electrical tape as it's called. Some kind of ruler. I use a metal one. It's probably better to use a plastic one because these pickups are magnetized. Some sandpaper, this is important, you'll need that. A good soldering iron and some solder. I'll put links to all of these in the description because almost all of them are from Amazon. And strangely enough, some silicone. I'll go into why in a minute. It just stops pickup squeal. Now to start fitting the cover, you've got to make sure that the pickup cover you're going to fit will fit over it. So just fit it backwards and make sure those pickup screws stick through the holes in there. Otherwise you could end up fitting the 50mm to the 52. We've all been there. Next, get your sandpaper and then rough up the edges of this back plate, because if you're going to try and solder to some of this tape, it's just not going to stick and it's going to fall off. Do the same to the inside of the pickup cover, so this edge and this edge, just gives it something to adhere to. Before you fit it, this is the part to stop pickup squeal. Get a small length of insulation tape and put it over the 6 slugs, not the screws, the 6 slugs. Now you've got the insulation tape over the slugs. Now's the time to just double check that it's the right size cover, because it's the point of no return. And what you want to do is get your silicone, bathroom sealant I'm using, put a couple of little blobs of it on this tape and then slide the pickup cover over it. The reason for this is sometimes this pickup cover, because it's metal, can vibrate and the pickups will squeal, and then you'll have to undo it all and do it again. It's horrific. So do this step. Now before you fit the humbucker cover to the pickup, it's often easier to unscrew these screws so they stick out from the cover a bit more, just because it makes it easier to locate through here. You don't always have to do it, but it just makes your life a bit easier, and then just push it together. Now the final step, what I'd recommend here is using a clamp like this on the sides of the humbucker. This holds it in place so that it doesn't spread out, because if you have it spread out, sometimes it won't fit back through whatever you're trying to fit it through. It just makes it a pain. And then you solder the edges of the rear plate to the cover. And when the cover's on, just adjust the poles to however you want them to be, and then put it back in the guitar. If you want to make your humbucker cover look like this, which is a bit more interesting, I've put a link to the video in the description and a box at the end. I've also put a link in the description of the box to a video on how to make your humbuckers coil split, because that might be helpful for some people. Thank you for watching.